Hello, hello, hello. Last week during our adult Sunday school, a question was posed that I'm almost sure either we have or someone we know has asked. Why does it seem like within a group of people, only a few, two or three, seem to be prospering? Well, I have a few ideas based on my relationship with God and His Word. Let me preface my ideas by saying each person's definition of being blessed and prosperous is relative to them. First and foremost, put God first. When we fully realize that every day we wake up is a blessing, then we can embrace the other blessings that we often take for granted that are not promised to us. We prioritize what we want. When we fully live our lives giving God first place, we can grow into living life His way, the way He designed for us to live in this broken world. We reap what we have sown. We may have lived without God for, say, 20 years and expect to reap a great harvest in 2 months. He is not an ATM. God is holy, He is jealous, and He does not compromise. Whatever part of our life we hold back or allow us to hold us back from fully serving Him, no matter how big or how small, is an idol taking His place in your life. When we completely surrender our life to His will, we will be sure to include Him in on everything, every area, and everywhere we go. His word says what He means, and He means what He says. Romans 8:28 lets us know that all things we go through in this life, God uses for our good and His glory. There is nothing in our life that God does not know about and is able to use for our benefit to glorify Him in our lives. Secondly, we must remember that we do not know how long and what sacrifices or seeds someone has sown to reap the harvest we see or feel they are reaping. We ought to develop a me next, Lord attitude when we see others being blessed, giving us hope that if God did it for them, He can do it for me. We want God's blessings, but they come at a price. Our will for His will. That's a small price to pay when we look at the price Jesus paid that we would have this life. We must learn to deny flesh and obey the Spirit. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Third, we must strive to live our life God's way every day. We cannot live for Him on Sunday and do our own thing Monday through Saturday. Psalm 84:11 lets us know that if we walk in God's way, there is no good thing He will withhold from us. That means being conscious of how we represent the God in us to others every day and everywhere. We may be the only Bible someone ever gets to read. When we thank Him for the little, we will thank Him for the increase. When we commit our ways to the Lord and give Him His due, Malachi 3:10 through 11 lets us know He will open the windows of heaven and pour us out blessings we won't have room enough to receive. It also lets us know that He will rebuke the devourer for our sakes from coming to take things away in our life. When we live a fully committed life, putting God first, He will move mountains before we even have to ask. We cannot outgive God. This journey for me has been a great blessing. Had you told me 12 years ago I would be free from smoking crack and sleeping around and playing church, I wouldn't have believed you. It hasn't been easy, but it has been worth it. I encourage us to put God first. Live life His way with love, honesty, integrity, and speaking the blessings you want from God. And do what He says to do, sacrifice what He says to sacrifice, and watch Him move in your life and in situations on your behalf. Thank you for your time today. May God continue to bless your life.